What is going on, guys? Panther here, and we are bringing you our BBL Week 6 video against Leo and his Durham Druddigons. So, Leo is a man that needs no introduction. He is a icon in the Pokemon community, and he has a very scary team he has recently just made some changes to, as a matter of fact. So, let's go ahead and take a look at him here real quick. He has the Mega Mewtwo Y. He recently picked that up instead of the Ultra Necrozma. Was it Ultra Necrozma? It was one of them. It was like the lion looking one. I forget what the name of it was, but it was like the steel one. The steel Necrozma. I forget the name of it. I don't really play Ubers that much, but he ended up dropping that, picking up Mega Mewtwo Y, and picking up Registeel as well. So he has a decent steel type still. But you know, I have a team that matches up pretty good against his steel. So let's take a look at his team a little bit further. He has the Azumarill, which is a pretty good check to my Megazard. Kind of necessitated the bring for my Vileplume here. He has a Garchomp, which kind of made me bring the Skarm. He has a Serp, which I didn't know if it would really come to this one, because I have Vileplume, I have Skarm, I have Megazard. If it did come, I was thinking maybe some type of like Subseed set or something like that, just to be generally annoying. And then he had the Registeel, which I did think the Registeel would come, to be fair, because it did check mons like my Skarmory or even my Vileplume, so to speak. He can get up his rocks. So let's look at my team here real quick. I do have the banded Marshadow here this week, rocking the Pursuit, and if I do ever get the opportunity to click it on the Mega Mewtwo Y, I am going to do just that. I'm going to click it. I have a Scarf Greninja, which is basically going to be my lead here. A bulkier Megazard with Will-O-Wisp, Roost, Dragonclaw, and Flare Blitz. I'm going to Wisp because his obvious switch-in is going to be either Chomp or the Azumarill. I only say Chomp because, like, if he has the Registeel in, bringing in the Garchomp on a predicted fire attack, I could definitely see him doing that if his Azumarill is no longer around. And then I have a defensive Vileplume with effects for Sleep, Strength Sap, and Sludge Bomb. So let's go ahead and jump into the battle here. Like I said, I'm going to lead off with my Greninja. I do think that he is going to lead off with either the Garchomp or the Registeel or the Alolan Persian. I think Greninja gives me the best matchup out of all of those, the best momentum there if necessary as well. So I can just U-turn out if need be. Even if this thing's Scarf, I can just freely do that. So I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and click the U-turn here, as you can see. And I get some information on this Persian. Is it going to be a Scarf set? Is it going to be Fur Coat? And that definitely is Fur Coat. Because Persian's defenses are not the best otherwise. I'm going to go into my Skarm on the likely parting shot. He doesn't really have anything that's going to one-shot this Skarmory. If he wants to go out into the Mega Mewtwo, that's going to scream like Fire Blast or T-Bolt, and I can kind of respond accordingly with my Spadef Mew. I can see what he wants to do, though. So he's going to go out into the Registeel, which tells me he probably just wants to get his rocks up. But I want to get in my Charizard and get my Mega off before this happens. So that's just what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go ahead and get my Zard in. And I'm going to go ahead and Mega Evolve, so I don't take that 50% there to Stealth Rocks. So, I'm going to predict the switch out here, and like I said in the team breakdown, I'm going to go ahead and click the Will-O-Wisp here, turn 1. Like I said, no matter what he wants to go out into, I want to click Wisp here. He's not going to stand with Registeel. If he's some type of berry, he's probably going to be a Chople Berry with T-Wave for my Marshadow, which I've seen a couple people run here this season, and we're able to catch the Azumarill with the Wisp, thankfully, here in the early game. So that kind of neutralizes that thing as a threat versus me. If it's Belly Drum, he's still going to be halved, so I'm immediately less worried about this thing. So I'm going to go into my Vileplume here, because it's going to grant me a free Sleep Powder on the next turn, as he actually makes a good switch out back out into his Registeel. So obviously there's not much I can do against this thing unless I want to stay in and put it to sleep. So I'm just going to kind of make that decision, and I'm going to do just that. I'm going to go ahead and sleep it here on this turn. We do connect, thankfully, with that 75% accurate move, so we will take those. We have one burnt and one asleep here in the early game, so this game's kind of going to plan so far. We'll have to see if that continues to stay the course. So he's got his rocks up. I want to go out and do just the same. I want to get my rocks up as well. So he's actually going to make the play and click T-Wave here on this turn, and T-Wave my Skarmory, and that's fine. So that kind of also influences why I'm thinking he is probably Chople Berry at this point. I'm going to throw up my rocks here. I do want to get them up. I am Aqua Berry because I do think that this thing's probably going to be Z-Fire. And we do get fully paired there, unfortunately. So he's going to Fire Blast here. We're not able to get our rocks up on that turn, but we are going to attempt to throw them up here on this one. And we unfortunately get paralyzed again, so pretty unfortunate, because now it's looking like we're going to play this game without rocks. And we're going to lose my Skarm here in the process also, because we are this is our dedicated Garchomp answer, so we're already kind of in the back there on that. So now I'm just going to go into my Greninja here, and let me remove Skarm real quick. I don't really have a reason to predict here. I believe I go for the Ice Beam, but I may go for the U-turn. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so I go for the U-turn here. We're eventually going to catch that thing with the beam. So there's the U-turn on the Registeel. And we're going to be able to get some momentum. I can go right out into my Megazord. Like I said, I'm suspecting Chople Berry with this thing. Otherwise, as you can kind of see, my Marshadow is kind of free at this point. But like I said, I am expecting Chople Berry. But he doesn't really have a great switch into the Flare Blitz. Even if he wants to switch in the Ozzy, I'm going to be able to blitz it here. And he's going to have to take that plus burn. So that is a decent chunk, as you can see. He's lost about 30% now just to that alone. So this thing's switch-ins are pretty limited. I'm just going to go ahead and roost here. I don't think this thing really can do much to me burned. So we're just going to scout for damage and see how invested he is, really. So he's going to throw off the Toxic there. So he makes a good play there on that one, predicting me to stay in, I guess, and just try to roost up there. I guess that was a fair play, because I didn't really want to come in on rocks again at that time. So I guess he really thought I was not going to go out into the Vileplume there, which is fair. So now I'm going to go out into Vileplume. There's no reason for me to stay in and just try to take more Rocky Helmet damage and Toxic damage here at this point. I have a very good switch into this, and something that really is annoying for his team to deal with, because he does have the Registeel, but unless he's S-Toss, he's not going to be doing much back, and I can just put him to sleep. So he's going to go out into the Registeel yet again, and I'm just going to throw off the Sleep Powder there on the predicted switch out. So what would be really nice right here is rocks. So it was very unfortunate that we could not get them up earlier in the game on the back-to-back paras. But we'll have to see if we're able to get some Justice here later in the game or not. So I'm going to now make a bit of an aggressive switch out, go out into the Marshadow, as he actually makes a switch out into the Alolan Persian. Oh, no, Shanks. Shanks sounds like a cat name. Why was I thinking that? He's going to go into the Mega Mewtwo. So, talked about it earlier in this. If I got the opportunity to go for the Pursuit, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So, we're going to Pursuit here and get some good damage off on the Mega Mewtwo Y. And he can tell from that damage, obviously, that I am banded. But I can tell from that damage that he is definitely pretty bulky. So he has either a lot of HP or a lot of defense. We didn't exchange spreads after the game, so I'm not completely sure. He's gonna go out into the Persian and get the Parting Shot off. And here's the turn that I'm actually thinking of from earlier as well. I'm thinking of this play here. So you have to excuse me saying I went for U-turn earlier, because I've heard some complaints about that here this season. Guys, about me getting plays wrong here in my game when I'm post commentating. So yeah, they're gonna fire off the Ice Beam, connect with the Garchomp here, knock out the Garchomp. So this is the play I was thinking of here for those of you that are armchair quarterbacking at home. So yep, he knows that I'm now locked in. Obviously, I'm thinking that he may have been Scarf, just kind of the way he was playing it. So, yeah. Anyways, Leo's going to make a clean double, go back out into the Mega Mewtwo on the predicted Vileplume. So, again, he's putting the pressure on my team here, so to speak. But I'm not super worried about this thing, because he is damaged. If he wants to recover up here, that is what it is. I'm still going to go out into my Mew, and I'm always going to click U-turn here. I'm always going to click U-turn because it gives me the momentum. If he wants to switch out, he can switch out. If he wants to go for Shadow Ball, he can go for Shadow Ball. But I'm going to go for U-turn because it's going to allow me to go back into either Greninja or Marshadow and just start the sequence of plays all over again. So let me actually remove the Garchomp while I'm thinking about it so you guys can kind of keep up to where we're at in the game. So yeah, he's going to sub up. He's going to fire off the Shadow Ball here. And the Shadow Ball is going to do a good bit of damage. But it's not going to come close to or it's not going to 2-hit KO me. So it does tell me that this thing is definitely bulky. So I'm thinking maybe like Subcalm Mind with Shadow Ball and Psychic, potentially, or maybe just like Mono Shadow Ball. Mono Shadow Ball is actually pretty free against my team because all I have for that is really Kangaskhan. Anyways, so I U-turn out. Now I can go out into my Greninja, and now I'm free to click U-turn yet again and get a lot of momentum. So he's going to go out into the Azumarill. He's going to have to take this U-turn, which he does resist, to be fair, but he's going to have to take that plus burn. So Protein U-turn coming off here, chipping this thing down. We do get the crit there on it. We do take the Rocky Helmet damage, but he's going to take the burn as well here in just a minute. And we're going to be able to bring out our Marshadow now. And now, for the first time in the game, I believe we're going to be able to click Spectral Thief. We may click Shadow Sneak for the Aqua Jet, potentially. So, yeah, we're going to click that for, also if you wanted to go into the Mewtwo. So, I remember my process now. This forced him to go out into something else other than the Mewtwo now, because he definitely knows I'm banded just from that calc damage earlier. So, Azu is now dead and gone, thankfully. I'm just going to go out into the Vileplume here on what I predict to be Parting Shot. He is going to go for the Foul Play, though, and that really doesn't do much to Big Vileplume here. So he's going to Parting Shot out now on the Vileplume. Give me the -1 stats, and he is going to go out, I believe, into his Registeel. Yeah. So there's the Registeel, who is still asleep, as we just go for the Strength Sap. We're going to be able to regain our health, but I don't believe it actually lowers his attack due to Clear Body, right? And yeah, we're up to a very good amount of HP now. And now I can make an offensive switch either out into my Zard or into my Marshadow, and I choose to go into my Zard again because look at his team and look at his Flare Blitz switch-ins now at this point in the game. But Leo's doubles are really keeping him in this game. He's really putting him in self in a really good position with these predicted switches. So he's going to go out into the Alolan Persian now, and he's going to go right for that Foul Play. I want this thing gone, though. I really want this thing gone. So I'm just going to go ahead and click the big Flare Blitz here, and we're going to double down. Okay, no, we're not. We're not going to double down quite yet. I died to poison, but I thought he died there, but I wanted to get as much damage off from this thing as possible to just be able to go out into Greninja and yet again click the U-turn. So, yep, I'm going to go ahead and click the U-turn here, knock out the Alolan Persian, and why isn't Persian disappearing? There he goes. Remove the Zard here as well. So we're up 4-3 here now in a pretty decent position as long as I can play around this Serperior. I feel like the Mewtwo is only at like 1, so again, if Rocks were up, would be in pretty good spot here at this point. So I definitely don't want to leave Marshadow in on this thing. It could be Choice Scarfed, so there's no reason for me to stay in here. I still have my Vileplume, and then of course I still have my Greninja as well. If he is Choice Scarfed. So he goes right for the Leaf Storm, and he is going to make the switch out here, as I believe I just go for the attack. I believe I just go for the Sludge Bomb here. Yeah, we don't play around with threats. So the Registeel is in yet again, and we're going to go out into our Mew here. So the reason why I decided to go out into Mew here is I thought he would think, I didn't think he would think I had the Aura Sphere, and what I really want to do is I want to pop his Chople Berry, because like I said, I don't see an item, and I'm really thinking that this thing is going to be Chople, just to try to catch my Marshadow, and there it is. So we're going to get some damage off on this thing. Not much, as you can see, but we popped the Chople Berry, which is really important for Marshadow. clicking close combat later in this. So Mew has done its job here. I don't really need it for the Mewtwo here at this point, so I'm just going to stay in. I'm just going to keep clicking R Sphere. If he wants to go out into the Superior, that's fine, because it's going to take that chip damage just in case it's like Sash or something like that. But I am perfectly fine just leaving Mew, and I don't need Mew. I'm fine if he knocks out Mew. He can't go out into Mega Mewtwo on a predicted attack or like a U-turn or something like that. But I'm going to go ahead and U-turn here. He Thunder Wave there. I thought it was fairly unlikely that he would T-Wave here again on back-to-back sequences. But I'm going to go ahead and get my my Vileplume in yet again. As he actually goes for the Shadow Claw there, revealing it, which wouldn't have killed my Marshadow because Registeel's pretty weak. I think it's like base 50 attack or something like that. But he needed something to hit it, otherwise it was going to be pretty passive against Marsh. Marsh could just sub up on it, so very respectable there. So he's going to T-Wave there yet again as I go back out into Mew. And we're just going to throw off R Spheres again. I think I U-turn there actually just in case he wanted to go into Serp or something like that on the switch out. So there's the Shadow Claw. That's super effective, and that does like 48 damage to my Mew. So yeah, like I said, it's respectable damage, but it's not gonna knock out my Marshadow there by any means. So he's gonna go out into the Superior now on this turn, as I went for the Roost there, and I'm Roost, U-turn, or Sphere, and Psychic here on this thing. And now I'm actually going to hard switch out because I can't afford to get parried. So I could U-turn here, but like I said, I cannot afford to get parried. He's going to throw out the Leaf Storm there and miss, fortunately for us. So he's kind of chipped Vileplume down to the range he wants. He's going to Leaf Storm here yet again. And we'll kind of see why that miss on the Leaf Storm was important, because he needed that boost for him to click his Z move. He is actually Z. I think he was Dragon Z. It may have been normal Z. I forget if it was Dragon or normal. Forgive me there on that one. But he's going to click it here, and it's going to kill Vileplume. So you'll see why it's important that he hit the first one, because he would still have health on the Superior later. Now my sequence of plays there at that point probably just would have been to go out into my Greninja and just U-turn again, get some momentum. If he goes into Registeel, it gives me more Shadow. If he stays in, I'm doing a ton of damage to Superior, if not killing it. But you know, if I had Rocks up as well, I wouldn't really have to play around this Mega Mewtwo Y. So I see it kind of as justice for the earlier pairs on the Skarm. So as you can see, the poison's doing work now as well. I'm going to go out into the Marshadow, as I just I want to come in and just click Shadow Sneak. Banded Shadow Sneak should be enough to wrap up this game here at this point. So that is just what I'm going to do. I'm going to click that on the Superior, knock it out. Obviously it's going to kill the Mega Mewtwo Y. And I have a chance to kill the Registeel depending on the spread. If not, you know, the worst he can do to me is T-Wave me. And if I get paired against the Mega Mewtwo, I'm not too worried about that either, because I still always have my Choice Scarf Greninja in the back to finish taking care of it. So it's looking pretty much like it's good game as Marshadow here at this point. So we're going to see if Marsh can do it. He knocks out the Registeel. The Mega Mewtwo Y is on like 5 HP, so we're just going to go and click that Shadow Sneak here and wrap it up with a 3-0 victory here in week 6. So we have bounced back after our very haxy start. We're now 3-3 with, this is a 10-week season, so 4 games to play. We play Benji here next week, and he's got a very scary team with Magearn and Zygarde on it. Zygarde complete, so he's got a pretty good Dragon Fairy core, Dragon Fairy Steel core right there with Zygarde complete and Magearna, and has some other annoying mons for my team as well. So we'll have to see how we fare in that one. We're 3-3 now. We're making a run for the playoffs. Good game to you, Leo. Also, I did not know if I said that. I said it to you in DMs. I wanted to mention it in my video as well. Only the second time I've gotten the opportunity to play, so really was excited to get the chance to play my boy here again. And looking forward to playing him in the future BBL or APA seasons. Of course, maybe we'll meet again if I can squeak out and make playoffs. I think his season's going a bit better than ours here at this point, so he's on track, whereas we are not. So we needed this game a bit more than he did. So, like I said, we play Benji here next week. And, yeah, guys, stay tuned for that. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the battle video. Let me know what you thought in the comments section down below. And thank you so much for watching and your support here for the Carolina Clefables this season.